So there's a good chance that for the majority of your life, you've been told to save your money and stay out of debt. Those are like the two big pieces of financial advice that anybody has ever given. And for the most part, they can be pretty true. I mean, you do want to save your money and you do want to stay out of debt, but there's some catches here. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually utilize debt to become rich. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Nate. We talk all kinds of personal finance, investing, entrepreneurial style videos on this channel. So if you're new here, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. All right, so if you want to make money by using debt, you really have to understand that there's really two different types of debt. There's good debt and then there's bad debt. And so bad debt would be something like consumer incurred debt. So this would be something like credit cards. That can be very bad debt. And that's exactly what your mom was referring to when you were 14 years old and she said, stay away from debt. She was referring primarily to credit card debt, consumer incurred debt. So even auto loans, for example, something that you don't entirely need would be some type of consumer debt that you want to stay away from. And those are really bad for two reasons. First of all, they are usually very, very high interest rates. So we're talking 15%, 18%, 24% interest rates on your credit cards, and that's just completely detrimental. It's so difficult to get out of that. And the second reason why they can be very bad is because they're not actually having any value to them. So for example, if you buy a plane ticket with your credit card and you go on that trip, well, guess what? Like, you can't get that money back. It doesn't have any value after you go on that trip and you spend that money on consumer goods and services. And that's why consumer debt can be very bad. You do want to stay away from that. Now, what I'm not talking about though is credit cards in general. You can use your credit card. I use my credit card every day. Rich people use their credit card every single day. You can use it, just make sure that you can pay it off at the end of the month. All right, so now that we cleared up bad debt, let's talk about how you can actually use something called good debt, okay? And so a good form of debt could be something like investing into real estate. So for example here, let's just take Kevin, right? Let's say a guy named Kevin, and let's say he has $20,000. So he could either put it into his bank account and get 0.015% interest on it and get $3 in interest over the entire year. Absolutely terrible. Probably not a great choice for most people by just saving your money. Or he could say, all right, I'm going to invest into the stock market. He could put money into mutual funds, ETFs, whatever it may be, might get 7 to 10% annual interest rate over his lifetime. And that's pretty cool. You know, it's a lot better than putting it into the bank account. But then he could also say, all right, I have $20,000. He could buy a $200,000 home with that $20,000. He puts 10% down, he gets a mortgage on it, and say that the house is worth $200,000, say it's a duplex, and each unit he can rent out for $1,000 a month. Now let's just do some little math here. $1,000 a month for each unit, 2 units. That's $2,000 a month rolling in from his tenants. Okay, and so from that $2,000 a month, a mortgage on a $200,000 home, 5% interest, it's probably going to be somewhere, roughly speaking, maybe about $1,100 a month, give or take $100 or so. So let's just take that $1,100 a month and let's just tack on an extra $400 a month in random expenses that you might have. You know, things happen, you got to fix the plumbing, you got to fix the roof, you're going to have issues, you're going to have to pay for insurance. There's going to be expenses that are going to be incurred there. So let's just add on an extra $400 per month. So your total expenditures are going to be $1,500 a month. And you really don't have to be a mathematician to figure this one out. And your total money coming in is going to be $2,000 a month. So you can see right there that you're going to be about $500 in cash flow positive. Now, this isn't going to be so easy. You're not going to be able to do this every single month, exactly $500 cash in your pocket every single month. There's going to be good months, there's going to be bad months. But generally speaking, what's going on here is you got into debt, and now people are paying off your debt for you. You're not even paying off your debt. They're paying off your debt, and then you're getting paid $500 a month on top of that in actual cash profits. And that's what's really awesome about real estate. And so after 30 years, if this is a 30-year mortgage, you're going to own the house because your tenants paid off your entire mortgage by just living in your house, in your duplex, and paying off your mortgage. And that's what's really awesome about this. And this is really what Donald Trump knew when he got into real estate. This is what Grant Cardone knew when he got into real estate. I mean, Donald Trump, love him or hate him, you do have to admit that he was a very successful businessman. He got that small loan of $1 million from his father. And if he didn't use debt, he would not be anywhere near where he is today in terms of wealth. So right now, Donald Trump has, I'm going to guess about a few $1 billion. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head how much money Donald Trump has, but if he never utilized debt, if he got that small loan of $1 million from his father and he just bought a property outright, $1 million cash, he probably would not have billions of dollars today. He might have hundreds of millions, but he would not have billions because he wouldn't utilize debt. And this is how you can really grow so much. And this is exactly what Grant Cardone did as well. He went from $0 to 4,000 units for his apartments, and now he's bringing in millions and millions of dollars every single year from his real estate investments. And so this is really the point that I'm trying to bring across here, that some debt can be good debt. Now, there's another form of debt that I would consider to be pretty good debt, not in all cases, but in most cases, something like a business loan. So for example, let's just say that you have a business and you want to do some serious advertising, some serious marketing to some consumers because you want to really bring in a lot more revenues. And so you could take a $10,000 loan, for example, and that $10,000 loan, well, maybe you could do some great marketing with it and it could bring in $30,000 in revenues from a $10,000 loan. You pay off the loan and now you have $20,000 by taking out money and incurring debt. Now, you want to be a lot more careful with businesses incurring debt in that manner. It can be a lot riskier. A lot of people like to bootstrap their own businesses, which can be very, very helpful in some ways. But you do want to be careful with that. It's for the most part can be good debt because it can make you money. And that's really the key there. Good debt and bad debt. The good debt is the kind of debt that's going to make you more money, or at least has the potential to make you more money. And the bad debt is the stuff that really doesn't have any value and only depreciates. So that's why I would consider a car to be bad debt. It's only going to depreciate, and you really don't want to buy anything that rusts, rots, or depreciates. Just try to stay away from that. If you're getting into debt for something that really accumulates in value more than the interest rate, that could probably be a good idea. But hey, I'm not a financial advisor, so take everything as a grain of salt. So I think that kind of wraps up this video. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. I'll be happy to get back to you, have a good discussion with you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.